Let me talk to you like a man for the last time in this series. Not to hype you up, not to motivate you, but to bring everything together. Over the past days, we've spoken about discipline, responsibility, identity, pressure, consistency, and direction. But if you strip everything down to its core, it all leads to one thing: becoming a man who can be trusted by himself. That is what this journey has really been about. Because most men don't struggle with knowledge. They struggle with consistency. They know what to do. They just don't always do it. And that gap between knowing and doing is where everything breaks down. So let's bring it all together. Discipline is not emotion. It is structure. It is doing what must be done even when nothing in you feels like doing it. Not because it's easy, but because it matters. Responsibility is not punishment. It is direction. It gives your life shape when everything feels scattered. Without responsibility, you drift. With responsibility, you begin to stabilize. Identity is not something you find. It is something you build through repetition, through routine, through decisions that align with who you want to become. Not once, but daily. And pressure, the thing most men fear, is not your enemy. Pressure is simply life asking, what have you built so far? It doesn't create weakness. It reveals it. But it also reveals strength. Now listen carefully. Everything we've spoken about only works if it becomes daily. Not occasional. Not emotional. Not seasonal. Daily. Because a man is not shaped by his intentions. He is shaped by his repetition. Let me ask you something directly. What kind of man are you becoming through your daily life? Not what you say. Not what you plan. What your actions are actually building. Because that is your real direction. Now I want to slow this down for a moment. There is a version of you that is stable. Grounded. Disciplined. Clear. Not perfect, but consistent. That version does not come from inspiration. It comes from repetition. From waking up when you said you would wake up. From doing the work when it feels inconvenient. From staying aligned when no one is watching. That is how men are built. Not in moments, but in patterns. And patterns always win. Now I want to bring you back to something important. Most men think change is dramatic. But real change is quiet. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't feel exciting every day. It doesn't always feel like progress. Sometimes it feels like repetition. Sometimes it feels boring. Sometimes it feels like nothing is happening. But underneath that silence, something is forming. Identity. Slowly, quietly, unshakably. Now let's talk about the truth most people avoid. You will not always feel like doing what you need to do. That will not disappear. But discipline is not about removing resistance. It is about moving through it anyway. Not perfectly, but consistently. That is what separates drifting men from grounded men. Drifting men wait for motivation. Grounded men rely on structure. Drifting men react to life. Grounded men respond with intention. And over time, that difference becomes visible. Not immediately, but eventually. Now here is something I want you to understand deeply. You are always becoming something. Even when you are not trying. Even when you are distracted. Even when you feel stuck. You are still becoming. So the real question is not, am I changing? The real question is, what am I becoming through my daily life? Because your habits are not neutral. They are directional. Every small decision is shaping you. Now I want to bring everything back to one simple idea. Discipline is not about restriction. It is about freedom through structure. Because when you are disciplined, you are no longer controlled by impulse. You are guided by intention. And that is where clarity lives. Responsibility is not weight to escape from. It is the foundation you stand on. Without it, everything feels unstable. With it, everything starts to make sense. And identity is not something you declare. It is something you demonstrate repeatedly. Now let me speak to you like a man who understands struggle. You will not always get it right. There will be days you fall short. Days you break consistency. Days you feel like you're going backwards. But that does not define you. What defines you is whether you return. Because real discipline is not never failing. It is returning after failure. Now, as we close this series, I want you to hold onto this. Do not overcomplicate your growth. You do not need a perfect plan. You do not need perfect motivation. You do not need perfect conditions. You need daily alignment. Small actions, repeated consistently, over time. That is how men are built. Quietly, slowly, powerfully. So, if you take anything from all of this, take this: be the kind of man who does not abandon himself, even when it is hard, even when it is slow, even when it is unnoticed. Because that is where real strength begins. Not in performance, but in consistency. And if you stay with that long enough, you will not just change your habits. You will change your identity, and that is the real goal.